Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is the Tuesday show, which in this case is the LeelaVersity, and we're going to learn some stuff today. We're going to learn about the benefits of music and art on your life, how you can make your life better with music and art. I've always felt this super deeply. Creativity, art, and music don't just help you survive, they help you thrive. Now, science actually shows this to us. We're going to definitely find something that will connect to your life tonight. First, let me start off with a little personal story about how music has affected me. I used to have really terrible nightmares after I lost my brother and my son. And I felt really bad, and so I had all these nightmares all the time, and I used binaural beats and other kind of meditative music, and I don't have nightmares anymore, so that's awesome. Let me say hello to everybody real quick, and we will get into it. Right on. Let me scroll up to the top. Hey, Jim Shannon's first. The real Justine Kasprick's working from home today. Very nice. Very nice. Chris Lane Sr.'s also working at home, I believe. And Thomas Christ, of course, the Legend of Lynx, the Magical Mod, the wonderful person that we all love to have around. Ubiquitously wonderful. That is him. And let's see. We've got Heathen Granny. Yay. We've got Hugh Caldwell. Meow. Pi says hi. To Felix as well. Let's see if we got anyone else in the front row. Oh, right up here, we've got my link tree. So you can get connected with me. You can, that's way you could like send me an email in case you want a copy of this presentation that I made, or just want to, connect with me, or pay me, that thing. But this is free, so I don't expect it. I know sometimes people like to know how they can help, and joining the channel is another way to do so. Right? Whoa, working from home since 2007. That's sweet. Hey, Live to Fly channel. What if one has no brain or life? Asking for a friend. I don't know. Let's see if music could actually. Hey, Jim Shannon, what's up? Maybe music can give you a brain and a life. I don't know. But I say, let's bring in my iPad Elia, and let's get into it. I have a whole presentation for you today. Let's see. Let's get the presentation up here, and we'll move on over to the display. Whoop. Hi, I'm in my corner now. If you have any questions, direct them to me in my corner. Direct any questions to the Pi, to me, because she will tap me on the shoulder if she needs to say anything. Perfect. Let's go into my presentation. This is something I've presented for a discussion group I was in before. It's very cool. Canva, here we go. Art and music make life better. There we go. It does. Oh, look, and the Pi is in front of it. All right, one more set of treats. And by the way, if you're counting and you need to be taking sips of your coffee or your or your other drinks, please do so. That is 3 taps. Sweet. All right. Art and music do make life better. And here is some ways how we can say. All right. Music will affect your body. Seriously. I didn't know if you knew this, but depending on your track, music can impact your dopamine, your DHEA, your cortisol, and your other hormone levels. Dopamine rises, cortisol goes down. Your heart rate, your breathing, your blood pressure, everything shifts. Everybody's probably kind of known this in a way. I think from youngest childhood we've experienced like changes that happen because of music, but science is helping us to actually harness that and be intentional about how we use that. So you can it can actually like start to repair your stress system. It can help your perceived stress levels and mood. It can help you like recover better after physical exertion or mental exertion. It helps you with your energy levels. Oh no, those are the treats you get, sweetie. Nice. And I hope you enjoy my graphics as well here. Live to Fly says the nurses have to let me out of the psych ward 3 times a day. Well, I'm glad one of your breaks you brought in over here. So now music can also reduce your stress. So there was findings indicate that listening to music can impact your psychobiological stress system. It actually does like neuroplasticity. It changes your mind. She's got treats and she's not eating them. Here you go, sweetie. So if you listen to music prior to a standardized stressor, like your endocrine and psychological stress response, your autonomic nervous system response, there's a link right here to an actual study. That's pretty cool. Yeah, watching the pie beg for treats reduces your stress. Here, sweetie. So I don't know if you guys have seen. No, she wants the other treats. She wants these treats, I bet. Or she may want me. Let's see. If I put one of these down, let's see what happens. Oh yeah, she wants that treat, not the other one. Smart. The pie. The pie reduces stress. So basically music primes the nervous system for resilience. Now I'm focusing on music because we're a music community, but art will come up later in the presentation. Very cool. So have you guys ever done anything like this? Have you ever managed to de-stress yourself? Is there something you listen to when you need to pump yourself up for a like a special thing, like a test or something that you pump up, like that guy in Friends? Yeah, hang on a second. Let me show you something in my photos. Here we go. So, check this out. This is the pie in her little perch. I'm thinking about getting her another perch for in this room to put up where she's sitting right now instead, so that she can feel more perched up. And then I'm going to purchase some toys and stuff. Justine says Rage Against the Machine is good for starting work, anything hard and driving. So actually, when I was a DJ and karaoke host in the early 2000s, I used to actually, well, no, you can't see me if I do that. Cutie. Here, if I break them, maybe she'll like them better. There you go. Rage Against the Machine, exactly. So, let's get back to our. So anyway, so what Justine is talking about, there's a like an entrainment type of thing you can do where if you have people who are feeling enraged or unhappy, you can get them back to you can get them to a better mood by first you start with the harder, more driving stuff, and then you start relating it and you start smoothing their mood. It's like I would start with something like Limp Bizkit or something crunchy or Rage Against the Machine, something that had kind of that still had a bit of a beat, but also like let out stress, and then I would end up in dance music for people to dance off their stress. So, and it actually worked. Science helped me vibe with that. So let's see. This next one is pretty awesome. Well, actually, this is just a cool picture. I love this. So music can ease pain. There's tons of studies that are on this because pain is a huge problem in our society right now. There was this crazy meta-analysis of 97 different studies that said that music interventions had statistically significant effects in decreasing pain. It decreased the use of like analgesics like NSAIDs, and it helped ease the emotional distress from the pain. Absolutely insane. So one of the specific ones was this year-long study in Singapore, 44 patients who suffered from persistent pain even when they were receiving their regular medical treatment. So music therapy provided along with medication was much more effective in pain management than medication alone. Is that just insane or what? So, and then the part of this is that the perceived choice, like being able to choose your own music, seemed to have more effect on pain than any specific type, tempo, or feel. So this is exactly like what Justine was saying, that being able to choose the music that makes you feel better. It's not about there was a specific kind. Any of you feel free to jump in with any stories that you have about your own experiences with any of these subjects. Music you use to get psyched up, music you use after stressed. Oh, that reminds me. So another personal story I have about this is that I have a breakup playlist. It has Wave Goodbye by Chris Cornell. It has In Spite of Me by Morphine. And it has Dada, Feet to the Sun. By the time I listen to those 3 songs, I'm already like, who cares about this person? Woohoo! Ready to be single now. Ooh, new tower. Cat towers are the best. So music can actually improve your brain function. Is that insane? It helps your aging brain. Yes, I know that, dear. I know what song you want me to cover. I've never even heard of it, so I may or may not be able to sing it. One of my favorite findings. So people with lifelong musical involvement scored highest on cognitive tests, even better than those who had never studied music. Isn't that awesome? So processing of music and language. So what happens is that when you're memorizing stuff and you're processing the music and you're doing the mathematical stuff that it takes to like change keys or whatnot, you rely on some of the same brain systems as it does to anti-age. So Yeah, people with the greatest amount of musical experience did best on tests of mental acuity, followed by those with less musical study, followed by those who never took any music lessons. Compared to non-musicians, the individuals with the high degree of musical experience had much higher scores on cognitive tests, including those related to visual and spatial memory, naming objects, and the brain's ability to adapt to new information. Okay, now this totally relates to me because when I was younger, I actually was almost failing in spatial ability and mechanical reasoning. And I started with, and I had a hard time learning music theory. So then I started doing meditation, which helps link it helps build up your corpus callosum, which helps the two hemispheres of your brain communicate better. So when that happens, you get more access to your spatial ability and your mechanical reasoning. And so therefore, I was able to to begin to learn to play musical instruments, and then I was be able to begin to understand theory. And now all of that stuff kind of turns it back around. Yeah, I do. If Mana's who I think it is, I like them. That's a band, like a Latino rock band. When Chris says, music keeps me from hurting others. Rather than punching people, I just write a song about their clownishness. Hey, Kubrick Lover, 1972. So very good to see you. So Heathen Granny says, playing Jack and Daxter has actually helped her get over breakups because those games were introduced to her as a child. Perfect. Love that. It's so cool. Right on. I've got 2 keyboards and 1 trackpad and 1 mouse because I'm operating 2 different systems. Right on. So let's see. So here's the one that I thought was super interesting. Music can foster pro-social behavior. Scientists are still trying to figure out how to quantify the effects and pinpoint the mechanisms. Here's my favorite bit of research is synchronized drumming enhances activity in the caudate and facilitates pro-social behavior. So this was like with kids, Justine says she can usually find a tune or many tunes that match what you're feeling. Yes, I think one of the best things to do is if you're trying to, whoops, I know you can't see my face here. Sorry. So like I was saying earlier, to entrain your brain, if you're feeling bad, you pick an angry song and then you gradually move it to more cheer. So drum circles are not just for naked weirdos. Yes. Nice. Yeah, so anyway, here's what this was like in kids and in adults. So pairs of participants exposed to one of 3 kinds of auditory stimuli: rhythmic, arrhythmic, or white noise, subsequently engaged in 5 trials of a joint action task demanding interpersonal coordination. When compared to the other 2 stimuli, exposure to the rhythmic beat reduced the practice effect in task performance. And so then I've got that study, and then I've got another one on a journal article on a series of studies on the relation of musical reactivity to basic social motivations and markers of successful group living. So, if there's a fight song or like your prom theme, it's all that they're very much like music together, or like protest music, come on people now, smile on your brother. Got to love one another right now. It's like, it doesn't surprise me that they've found that, but I just love that. So if you give kids little drumming rituals and things to do, then they become better at cooperating. I'm not just more likely to cooperate, but more efficient at cooperation. I think that's just wild. Fight the power. Fight the power that beat. Okay, so here we go. Here's our visual art part for all your visual artists. Visual art also changes your brain. So here we go. Nature art in hospitals helps patients heal faster. Immersive art. Let me see. There's some really cool. Where's that other information? Hey, kitty. She's really banging on my shoulder this time. So if you're drinking, then you've already. If you were drinking every time she taps me, then you're passed out by now. That's at least 10 times. Whoops. Let's get. There we go. So the study of how this stuff affects your brain is called Neuro Aesthetics. You can also look up the term neuro arts. Let's see. Because it affects neuroplasticity, so memory, stress reduction, art therapy. So there's also like sound therapy, vibration therapy, like the binaural beats and stuff, which I did a thing on frequencies a few weeks ago. So you can check that one out if you want to see more about that particular stuff. So anyway, immersive art. So like when you're in a museum or you're at a gallery or you're in like immersed in a beautiful environment. So this stuff definitely like will like they call it the awe effect. Apparently it brings down your I'm trying to find my exact, let's see if like a control F. Yeah, there we go. Control F immersive. Hey, stop it. You're hurting me. So it boosts your mood and your brain function. It lowers inflammation in your body and promotes feelings of connection. Very cool. So part of this is about color. So cool colors tend to be calming. Warm colors tend to be energizing. And pink is a warmish color, but it also it's soft and pastel. Pink is known to calm people down and cause less violence and stuff like that. So that's really cool. So that now doodling, apparently. So here's some research from the book Your Brain on Art, which is the book that I'm reading right now, which gave me the idea to do this. So doodling during your tasks can increase your retention and engagement by up to 29%. So it's like when I'm listening to a lecture, I usually doodle, or else I play a video game that's like rearranging colors and stuff like that. Oh, Cube asks, I wonder when you watch a horror film, they use a subconscious sound in the film to make you scared. I kind of think they do, and I think that's super interesting. Yeah, so like you can just doodle, like if you want to like when you're learning something, if you were doodling right now, it would help you understand what I'm saying by 29%. So yeah, so when you're listening to music, when you're listening to talks, when you're learning something new, doodle or just draw. Okay, there's in the UK now, you can be prescribed from your doctor to go to art classes or museums. And it apparently has improved the mental health, and it lowers the amount of times the doctors that you need to go to the doctor. Now that's just wild, right? So we were discussing like in my yes, 2 milligrams of Pegaso and 5 milligrams of Dolly. Exactly. 2 milligrams of Picasso. Right. Oh, so in my post I made about this, I was saying that you can get the benefits both from making art and appreciating art. Although actively making the art, painting, drawing, crafting, it does trigger dopamine release immediately. That helps with depression and anxiety. Les Nagy, I want a doctor to prescribe a pub visit. Hey, well, if there's attractive people at the pub, Les, okay, so get with me here. Hey, Simtex cow. All right, follow me on this one, Les. Prescribe a pub visit because there's attractive people at the pub, and therefore that will raise your dopamine levels. You could draw them. So one of the best ways, these mandalas, they're symmetrical patterns. You don't have to think about them. So there's this one, a thing called Zentangle or Zen drawing. Let's do a quick search. Zen drawing. Because it's one of the coolest things, one of the coolest art ways. So here we go. See all these little, they look really complicated, but they're not as complicated. So there's an actual thing called Zentangle where you, it's a specific thing taught by specific teachers that have undergone training, but I can just show you quickly. Let's just noodle. Let's grab Procreate. All right, and I'll show you quickly how to just make your own Zentangle. Hey, Eileen Leany Perez, my sister in crime. Okay, you pick a dark thing. You pick like a pencil, a sketching. Let's take a 6B. And then you just start making lines. Whoop. Or you could do more specific things. Eep. Like just so I wanted to like say fill this one with eyes. And one good way is to like draw things out over the edge. Oh, thank you for the super chat, my dear. I really appreciate that. Untrained Zentangles. Unbrained Zentangles. I get it. Hello. Right. Sweet. I appreciate you. So, right? So, and you want to like go over the edges. And another way that makes it cool is to stagger them. See? Now they're staggered. So you get the idea. And then here I might like just do like lines. Obviously, those other people did a lot better of a job. They're taking a lot longer of a time. But this is about feeling good. This isn't about... So, and then you could actually like make all these like strange shaped things. And then you could just make a strange shape in the... Like you could put a dot in the center of each one of them. And then you've got... So you get the idea, right? You just start filling in each side. Ideally, you don't even have to ever erase, but you can if you want to. I just erased. Thank you so much, Simtex Cow. I really appreciate your super duper sticker. I'm having a good day for this. Joanna, that is so nice to see you. Good times. All right, let's go back. Music and arts. Where were we? Back to visual arts. There we go. So mandala coloring. So if eventually, so sketching that mandala, or a mandala is usually a circle. And I actually have a really amazing template for mandalas. It's just a circle that's connected to it's got a bunch of boxes inside of it, and then for you to individually draw in your box, or there'll be rings and draw the rings. Let's see if I've got a mandala. I was doing them a lot for a while because I had so much stress in my life. Maybe we'll search my photos for mandala. That doesn't look like a mandala. Oh, it's because it has the word in it. Art. Because there's no... Let me see if we just swing through these. I do have some really cool mandala art that I did, if I can find any of it. We made basically this is kind of what a mandala is right there. Looks pretty cool. That's the Mandela effect. Joanna, that's cool. All right, back to the presentation. Right, it looks like we've got to the visual art thing. Oh, now we've got some books. Here's all the books that I used, and I think I'm going to just type a bunch of them in to the chat right now. So these are my favorite ones. Your Brain on Art. Susan Mags Amen and Ivy Ross. Whoop. This is Your Brain on Music. So I've read both of these too. I think you're doing a great job, dear. That's Daniel J. Levitin. Neuro Aesthetics by Samir Zeki. I haven't read that one yet. The Age of Insight. Eric R. Kandel. The World in 6 Songs. Oh, that's cool. I've never heard of that one. Oh, that's the same guy who wrote This Is Your Brain on Music. Whoop. And then Musicophilia, I've read that by Oliver Sacks. That's, in fact, the book that got me into it. Yes, Thomas Christ says, as in Nelson Mandela, lots of people thought he died in the 80s, but he actually didn't. That's where the name comes from. Also see Berenstein versus Berenstain Bears. Healing at the Speed of Sound. Don Campbell and Alex Doman. The Creative Brain. Whoops. The Creative Brain. I can't type anymore. Andreasen. Woohoo! The Body Keeps the Score. That's going to be easy enough to find. BSSELVNDRKOLK. Sound Medicine. Jesus. Kulreet Chowdhury. And then the last one is another one, the Tao of Music, and that's the one I used to do the entrainment. So that's a lot of cool ones, but the main ones I used for this was This Is Your Brain on Music and Your Brain on Art. Sweet. That is the whole presentation. If you want a copy of it, you can go ahead and email me, which is in my channel's about, or you just saw it on there. All right, now let's take a look at what, yeah, it's a mixtape. Good calming music attributes. So slow tempos, simple rhythms, predictable patterns, minimal lyrics. Instrumental music like classical, ambient, or acoustic is often considered calming. Since we have time, let's make ourselves let's quickly make something. Since we made a little piece of art. You got a ferric tape. She didn't love you. All right, let's go to AUM. Oops. Now we'll set our thing at 60. Let's throw in some launch pads so we can just get a beat. Make sure we woo-hoo. There we go. Launch pad. Make sure it's launched. Hey, MJ, Driven to Right. Good to see ya. So we'll go library, hollow. Yeah, hollow's a nice mellow one. Whoops. La 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 la. Sweet. Now I know that A minor, which is C, and E minor, which is G. Hey, Jamie Lynn, are the most mellow and vibey. So let's just get some smooth. Whoops. Go back to AUM. Ooh. Just something mellow. Let's use some chimes. We'll use Speldosa. It's a chime, a music box. We'll add some MIDI. So we'll use something that goes. We'll use the morph. We'll leave it in C major. Then we'll connect it to this. That's too long. There's a few too many of them, so we'll come in here and we'll only use part of them. So they're still as short, but they're less plentiful. Let's maybe add ourselves a little we'll add Waverly XL. These are these lovely little sounds by we'll add something slow. We'll add another Waymaker. Only that we'll set this one up. We'll just set up a different morph. We'll set up a morph with only 4 steps, and we'll have every 2 bars. Let's find a new instrument. Where's our sound? Sitar, maybe. Really, that's just all you need, kind of. But then you could do some crazy stuff underneath here, like you could do one of these. Like a splosh box. Let's hear that. We could probably turn this up 38%. Woohoo, come on, splosh splosh. Let's go. There we go. Ooh, that's nice. There we go. You could just keep at, oh, I know. If you could add a little, you could add some nature sound. Whoop. So you open this sampler, nature, birds. That's a little loud. There we go. Oh, be careful, MJ. There we go. Let's go back to nature. Water drops. Back in here, async sampler, nature. Women singing, sure. Oh, definitely not. It's not even the right pitch. Oh, make that go away. Boo boo. How about strange water? There we go. Yes, exactly. Stop if you need to. Stop if you need to. So see, now we just got this. We could just be... This isn't how chill this is. So let's figure out some ways that you can do music. Do you know what I mean? How can you make all of this happen in your own life? Oh no, be really careful and check in with us later, will you? Make a post or something when you get there, okay? Would really appreciate that. let's see. I'm looking for my notes. This last bit. Let's figure out ways that you can add to your own. Hey, Gary Hubs, what's up? So if you guys want to, let me know if you have your own ideas about how you could make sure you get this into your life every week. Yeah, drive away from the funnel cloud, please. So drawing and doodling and making a soundscape, having a playlist for different kinds of moods. Like going on awe walks, like immersing yourself in nature, going to museums. Color therapy. Like I used to do a fun thing where I would I used chakra colors, but that's just because they're the colors of the rainbow. And on Monday, I would wear red and I would eat red food and have red scents. And I could make up a list for that for anyone who's interested. But honestly, I think that we're pretty much done here. Unless you guys have anything to add or any questions, I believe we've covered all that we need to cover. Let me slide back to my face. We'll end a little bit early today. Turn that down just a smidge. Cherries, apples, strawberries. Hi. Sweet. Yes, class, do you have any questions? Do you have any apples for the teacher? Thank you for the apples from Semtex Cow and Eileen Leany Perez. I appreciate those. You are definitely teachers' pets today. So coming up after me today is going to be Jade Star, the BA1 FX strip. Then tomorrow is my show Fur and Frets. I haven't redone my thumbnail for it yet. So unfortunately it still has the same old thumbnail, but it will be me and the pie and playing the guitar and singing, but requests, originals, covers, all the stuff. And of course, this Friday night at 12:15 Pacific time, I'm going to be doing Midnight Chill. This week's is Solstice Chill, because it's turning into summer here. It's turning into winter in the southern hemisphere. So we will do what we need to do. Right on. Biggest love, everybody, and all the peace that you can carry, baby. Thank you for letting us know that you're okay, MJ, and I will see you all next time and over at Jade's. Yeah, baby. Yeah.